welcome to NGS Season 11, Caching Division E East tonight. Icecrown Citadel Queens taking on FF and the Pancakes. We are just about ready to get into this match, so let's go over those map selections really quickly here. Coin toss was won by Icecrown Citadel Queens. They've opted for first pick here, giving map pick over to the side of FF and the Pancakes. For those map bans we're seeing tonight, Dragonshire and Alterac Pass banned out by the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. FF and the Pancakes taking away Battlefield of Eternity and Alterac Pass. We're going to kick things off on Brax's Holdout tonight. A fan favorite map, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and we will jump into this. Let them know we have the readies out, and we can hopefully jump into this draft in just a moment here. Of course, my dog has found her squeaky toy right when I'm going to start streaming, so hopefully that's not getting picked up too much by my mic tonight. A lot of familiar faces on these teams too. I'm familiar with pretty much every member over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens, so I'm excited to see how tonight's match plays out. I believe right now Icecrown Citadel Queens is seeded 8th in their division, so this match could really make or break if they're going to make it into playoffs. All right, let's jump into this draft. So if I remember correctly, looking at the, you heard a squeak, looking at the standings, I think they were in 8th place, but the team in 9th were just 1 point behind, and I don't know if they've played their matches or not this week, so they're really just at the cusp of being able to make it into playoffs here, so we'll see. I think that FF and the Pancakes are pretty safe for playoffs, but I'd have to open it up just to double check again. You're only here for the doggies and squeaky toys? She's a good dog. We just started ordering her bark box again. We did it for her when she was a puppy, but then she had so many toys and treats we took a break from it. But she's been really good recently, so I wanted to get her bark box again. So we got her another subscription yesterday. First band coming out here for the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens going to be Deckard Kane. We'll see what FF and the Pancakes have to follow that up with. Velka's going to Slay. Oh, we have so many familiar faces. Velk Slays is playing. Destroy Mishi's playing. We have Nurse playing. We have Mudar playing. And Jen. These are all people that you guys have probably, if you watch my stream enough, you've seen them around. Okay, so Icecrown Citadel Queens currently seated 8th in Division E East with 11 points. Car Crash Downs currently seated 9th with 10 points. So depending on how their matches all play out this week, you know, Icecrown Citadel Queens really on that like brink of making into the playoffs. Right now, FF and the Pancakes seated 3rd with 24 points. So probably going to be a little bit of a difficult matchup from Icecrown Citadel Queens, but if they can squeeze in 1 or 2 wins here, that might give them a little bit more of a push to be able to make it into the playoffs. Barkbox always has the cutest toys. Oh, they do. They really do. See, the first band phases are over here. Sonya banned out, Jaina banned out over on the side of FF and the Pancakes. Icecrown Citadel Queens finishing off their bans with Gazlo there. All right, and the first pickup of this match is going to be May being locked in by Destroy Mishi.
Let's fly. The Crusade
FF and the Pancakes going to answer that with a Falstad pickup, and Joanna also locked in here. I really like May on this map in particular because her Blizzard is such a great zoning tool on the objective. Just kind of help control that point. Maybe secure a little bit more % on your Zerg wave. See what they're going to pick up to go with May here in just a moment.
Balloon, grant us
Ooh, Deathwing and Malfurion. I like this so far. Malfurion can actually pair pretty well with May, whether May lands her Blizzard first and Malfurion follows up with the Root, or Malfurion lands the Root, especially with that Emerald Dream now. You know, you land the Root first, they sleep, a Blizzard goes on top of them, they're slowed, they're stunned in the Blizzard. There's a lot of lockdown in CC for the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. And the Deathwing as well, very annoying hero to have to deal with. He has a global to help fly top and help up the top lane if he wants. And just in general, another big body that can be annoying to deal with. Decent wave clear as well. We're going to see Chromie banned out here for FF and the Pancakes. And let's see what Icecrown Citadel Queens opt to get rid of for the last ban of this match. They're going with Lucio. It's a nice thing at this point in the season is there's a lot more target banning happening in these drafts than necessarily meta bans. Not that some of these things aren't meta. I would say definitely Sonya, Lucio, very popular pickups, but you can bet that a couple of these bans are definitely targeted towards some of the members of the enemy team here. Leoric and Rhaegar now picked up for FF and the Pancakes. The Leo, I think, is a fantastic pickup here, having that % damage to deal with Deathwing. I'm not sure if Deathwing's going to be in the 4-man, or in the off lane. I've seen him a lot in the 4-man, so we might still be seeing a solo lane getting picked up here for Icecrown Citadel Queens. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Mudar plays some offlaners, so we'll just have to see here. All right, is going to be the Thrall picked up as well as Sylvana. So I'm interested to see how Icecrown Citadel Queens are going to play this out. They have a Deathwing or a Thrall that could be their offlaner here. I think maybe Thrall will be able to match Leoric a little bit better in that off lane because he doesn't need to commit to being, well, if Deathwing stays in range form, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty easy for Leoric to get on Deathwing and just drop his Drain. Hope. Chunk him right down. Thrall can kind of poke a little bit more and has % damage, and if you're good about the timing of using your E to give you a little bit of a speed boost out of the Drain Hope range and back into Leoric, it could be an interesting matchup. We'll have to see what they're going to do there over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens, but we're ready to get into this. They wrapped up the side of FF and the Pancakes draft with the Kel'Thuzad. Always interesting to see a Kel'Thuzad pickup. I will say the one thing that I am a little bit concerned of for FF and the Pancakes draft is they've drafted some late game heroes. Brax's Holdout can be a really snowbally map, and if you're not winning in the early game, you can just start to you can really start to fall behind here. So Kel'Thuzad looking to get his baseline stacks done, and Falstad likely going the auto attack build, also looking to stack as well. They'll scale great into the late game, but at that point, for Brax's Holdout in particular, it might be just a little bit too late. Always happy to be proven wrong, though. We'll just have to see how it plays out.
Facility powering up.
We're about to begin.
Let's get into this. Game number 1 of this best of 3 series between the Icecrown Citadel Queens and FF and the Pancakes. On the left-hand side, we have the Icecrown Citadel Queens with Nurse playing Malfurion, Jen on Sylvanas, Velk Slays playing Deathwing, Destroy Mishi on May, and on the Thrall, we have Mudar. And over on the right-hand side, FF and the Pancakes, Stampy playing Falstad, Courtney on the KTZ, XY, XGY on the Joanna, Mr. G playing Rhaegar, and on the Leoric, we have Mr. Sue.
Time for action.
Or C? Siwa? I don't know. I apologize if I butcher your names when you watch this back. Let's take a look at those level 1 talents here. Falstad is going Frequent Flyer, as expected. And we have that Emerald Dreams getting picked up by Malfurion here. So he has that sleep after landing a root. Does look like Thrall is going to be in the off lane. Deathwing joining the 4-man. And I think this is probably a very good decision. I will say having a target that is unstoppable all of the time, such as Deathwing, makes it a little bit more You have to be careful about how you're landing your KTZ combos, because if one of your chain targets is the Deathwing, he's not moving. So you have to think about where you're going to be placing your damage as KTZ if you're going to be looking to chain onto Deathwing. We're going to see both these teams start up their camps here. We have Icecrown Citadel Queens going ahead, getting that siege camp out. Sylvanas and Nurse working on getting that. And first blood there, going to go over to the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. Missed that one off screen there, but Leoric does fall to Thrall in the top lane. That Bruiser camp now secured here for FF and the Pancakes. They're going to push forward a little bit with that. The Blizzard dropped onto Mr. G there, going to connect the stun, but they're holding the bottom point for now. Leoric has spawned in back in the top lane. Deathwing dropping some damage out to try and clear up this camp, and Joanna rotating up to secure this bottom point. You know, I would say Icecrown Citadel Queens have drafted a very great comp for trying to run away with the early game. Picking up the Sylvanas to push with those Zerg waves, Deathwing, quite strong as well and annoying to deal with. So we'll just have to see how this plays out for them. Right now, FF and the Pancakes doing a pretty good job of continuing to secure that bottom point. However, top point is going over in favor of Icecrown Citadel Queens. We have Thrall pushing out the lane, getting a little bit of damage onto Leoric here, forcing him to have to soak the wave at his towers. Muter's going to rotate up, grab that globe to deny that over to Leoric as well. Meanwhile, back down in the bottom here, FF and the Pancakes still being able to secure this bottom objective, but Deathwing now flying onto the point and helping it go over to the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. Gonna see Jen get caught in the KTZ chain, but no combo to come out of that. Jen clearing up the lane while Deathwing and Destroy Mishi on the Mei continue to hold down that point. You have a nice sleep pop by Nurse here. The Blizzard drops two members of FF and the Pancakes, getting stunned out by the Blizzard here, and they're gonna secure this bottom point once again. In the top lane, Leoric has managed to take over the top point here, meaning denying the channel here of the Zerg wave to Icecrown Citadel Queens, who currently have 20%. Mutar a little bit low on mana here. It's probably why a bit of a struggle happening right now in that top lane. Does go for the root, doesn't quite connect, but it is going to force the Leoric to have to Wraith Walk out of there. This might be enough of a window here for Mutar to quickly cap the point and walk away. However, Leoric did hit that fountain and is going to come back in for the re-engage. Deathwing, though, flying in from above, going for the kill onto Leoric here. Mutar chasing down Leo. Let's see if they can find it. They don't, but they do force him back, and the top objective will go over to the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. This means in the bottom lane, FF and the Pancakes able to re-secure the bottom point. Still just that 20% online here for Icecrown Citadel Queens on this first objective. KTZ currently sitting at 13 of the 30 stacks needed to finish out his quest. Falstad at 8 stacks on his frequent flyer. So the scaling starting to happen here. One more stack and he'll have that glacial spike, which will help him land a little bit more combos on the KTZ here. We see Destroy Mishi walking back towards that point. Velkslay's coming in on the flank. We have the Blizzard drop, kind of zoning out a couple of the members there of FF and the Pancakes. And Velk just dropping some damage with Deathwing. Gonna see the channel once again going over in favor of Icecrown Citadel Queens, but look at this in the top lane. Leoric getting quite low. Mutar gets the pick onto Leo, but not for free. Falstad flies top and is able to get the return counter kill there. A 1-for-1 in that little skirmish up in top. Falstad will secure that top point for now. 64% for the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. We're going to see Deathwing landing here. Once again, a huge root out from the Malfurion. They have the Blizzard to follow it up. Can they get any picks off of this? The stun from Deathwing. Cataclysm's popped as well. The members are on the retreat. No kills, but they are able to force them off the point. Falstad back down now to help out. Have that Blizzard drop. That's going to catch Courtney there. Still looking to finish out that baseline quest on KTC, but does have those 15 stacks now to have the Glacial Spike. Thrall back to 1v1ing Leo on this point. The Drain Life goes out and it does miss, so this is a signal for me to just stick on this Leoric like glue now. That's exactly what Mutar is going to do. Forces Leoric off that top point, is going to secure it once again. Meanwhile, in the bottom, Destroy Mishi, looking like she might be in a little bit of trouble, is going to go ahead and icing on out of there as Sylvanas finishes up the siege camp over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. 74% right now for the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens on their Zerg wave. FF and the Pancakes have yet to get anything. We are going to see Thrall getting picked off there. Falstad flying up to help out in that top lane once again. This means Icecrown Citadel Queens are going to be missing a little bit of XP in that top lane. But however, with Falstad top, they're going to take full advantage of the bottom lane advantage. Sylvanas shutting down those towers and some siege pressure being created there. They're going to go ahead and get that front wall almost down. This camp just about finished off now by FF and the Pancakes. Oh, Sylvanas getting chained here. The Glacial Spike comes out to connect onto her. Nurse dropping the heals to keep her alive. Rhaegar going in, doing some damage onto Valkyslays now. Joanna stepping forward with that Condemn to try to lock down anyone she can. But at this point, Jen's pretty much fully healed up by Malfurion. And Valkyslays is still holding on to this objective. Valkyslays turning around, dropping that Cataclysm back along the point here. Chains going out onto to destroy Mishi and Jen, but they aren't able to secure any kills. Level 10's much closer to being online here for FF and the Pancakes and Icecrown Citadel Queens. Valkyslays dropping that Dragon's Breath, trying to finish off that tower. Basically has no health there. You can't even see it. That Blizzard's going to finish that off. Falstad on the point there. We do have the Glacial Spike chains coming out, but Destroy Mishi able to position herself in a way that she got pulled onto the wall and not into the damage here. Level 10's online now for the side of FF and the Pancakes. You're going to see some of those ultimates pop because we just saw the KTZ Shadow Fissure, go off there. They weren't able to find the kill they need. Destroy Mishi, though, getting quite chunked down, pulled back in, and dropped into a KTZ combo. She's going to use her Cryo Freeze and manage to stay alive. Valk getting quite low in the process, though. 54% channel here now for FF and the Pancakes, so they're starting to catch up on that Zerg wave. Level 10s are online now for the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. Let's give a quick rundown of those level 10s before another fight breaks out. Wailing Arrow for Sylvanas, Deathwing talenting into Bellowing Roar, Ice Wall from the Mei, we already saw that pop. Twilight Dream being picked up by Malfurion, and Thrall still holding on to his ultimate, who's once again has a 2v1 situation in that top lane. That Falstad Global really coming in handy here for FF and the Pancakes. If you missed the ults over on the side of FF and the Pancakes, it is Shadow Fissure for the KTZ, Blessed Shield from Joanna, Entomb from Leoric, Ancestral Heal from the Rhaegar, and Gust from Falstad, who has now come back down to join his team once again. The Ice Wall goes out from Mei, doesn't quite connect. We have the chain onto Mei here. Not able to find the combo. Mei looking like she might be in a bit of trouble. Pops into her Cryo Freeze, but it doesn't matter. She's going to get picked off here. Not able to live through all that damage. We do have Deathwing landing in that top point here, trying to deny the channel over to the side of FF and the Pancakes. Mudar rotating up to get that pick onto Leoric as well. Not quite able to find it this time around, but they are able to deny the channel to FF and the Pancakes, and we're going to see Mei spawning back in here in just a moment. Sylvanas going to go ahead and grab this siege camp. Hey, Breakwood, how are you doing? I will say, Jen has been very on point of getting these siege camps out at any opportunity possible. Destroy Mishi going ahead, stepping onto this point here. Needs to be a little bit careful because Sylv is still finishing up that camp. But looks like she's going to have no trouble securing that bottom objective here. Thrall fighting it out on that top lane, just trying to finish up the channel here. We have the KTZ ultimate coming out. And with Falstad flying up to help out, once again, Thrall is going to fall. There's the Ice Wall being popped by Mei here. Joanna using her Iron Skin and the Blessed Shield going out to help disengage. I will say Icecrown Citadel Queens have been doing a pretty good job of recognizing that when Falstad's gone top, let's try to get some value in that bottom lane. They have opened up the bottom lane, taking down that front wall already. Rhaegar trying to secure this bottom point. 94% right now for Icecrown Citadel Queens to the 54% Zerg wave over on the side of FF and the Pancakes. We're going to see Deathwing fall here. KTZ looking for a little bit more. Chains land on to destroy Mishi and Jen. The Banshees come out from Sylvanas, but she's not able to get out of there as planned. She's going to go ahead and sidestep that Shadow Fissure from KTZ, but Mei is going to fall in the process, and this bottom point is going to be secured by FF and the Pancakes. Leoric looking like he's going to be able to secure the top objective as well. So this Zerg wave maybe actually going to be finished off at this point. This is a pretty late Zerg wave here, already hitting level 13s over on the side of FF and the Pancakes. Icecrown Citadel Queens working their way towards 13s now. That KTZ baseline quest was finished up a bit ago, and Falstat's Frequent Flyer currently sitting at 26 stacks. Velkslaze is going to go ahead and land onto the members of FF and the Pancakes, but she does need to be a little bit careful. There's not much of a fort here left for her to defend. And you don't want to be caught out too far with Zerg waves that are just going to absolutely chunk your team. There's a Cataclysm being dropped by Deathwing. It's going to create a little bit of damage for these Zerg to kind of walk through. Meanwhile, the members of FF and the Pancakes looking to defend the Zerg wave in the top lane. It does look like that Zerg wave was able to get through the front wall here, but not too much fort damage happening. Joanna still hanging around to try and push in with this Zerg wave. The rest of her team top right now. Does need to be a bit careful that she doesn't get caught out by herself, but it does look like the members of FF and the Pancakes are going to take this opportunity to start running it down top as well and open up this map. Velkslaze is going to go ahead and land here. And Tomb going out there on a Mudar, Nurse, and Velkslaze. Leor getting quite chunked for it, though. The Ice Wall connecting onto Stompy. Blizzard on top of that, and there goes the Sunder from Thrall to help secure that kill. Deathwing ultimately getting the last hit onto Falstad. This gives Icecrown Citadel Queens a chance to kind of look for a comeback here. I'd like to see them maybe force a camp over on the side of FF and the Pancakes. Maybe look to find some more picks there while Leoric and Falstad are down. They're going to go ahead and get their Bruiser camp out instead, though. Level 16's now online for the side of FF and the Pancakes. Siege camp now started up by Icecrown Citadel Queens as well. I really wish that they looked for a little bit more off those 2 kills. I don't think they... I think it would have been okay for them to go invade the Bruiser camp there when they had a 5v3 advantage. Even though level 16s were hit, you still have two members up on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. It probably was safe to go ahead and look for another fight. Instead, camps are just going to be grabbed for both sides of these teams. Bottom camp cleared up by Icecrown Citadel Queens. They have their Bruiser camp pushing top, but that's getting cleared up pretty quickly by FF and the Pancakes. FF and the Pancakes have that Siege camp pushing, as well as those periodic katas now in that top lane for Icecrown Citadel Queens to have to deal with here. Level 16's a little bit off for the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens, but they're well on their way to reaching it themselves. They do need to be pretty careful about their positioning, though. Thrall is showing top, so they know if they run into the members that this is going to be a 5v4, and it might be worth to force the fight. Joanna is going to pop the Blessed Shield there, connects onto Destroy Mishi and Deathwing, and there's the root in return there onto Joanna. They're going to walk away from this. Deathwing wandering top to go ahead and cap that point. Thrall still clearing out the Siege camp that FF and the Pancakes has sent down top lane. We are seeing a rotation now from FF and the Pancakes into that top lane, looking to secure top. Deathwing going to drop down onto the point. And the Ice Wall is going to be dropped by May here. Gus comes out from this Falstad to help disengage. We're going to see Joanna pop into that root there and then get stunned by the Blizzard from May. Velkslaze getting really chunked, though, from the Falstad. Had dropped that Cataclysm. For now, it's just enough to kind of zone off some of the members of FF and the Pancakes. Big Sunder out from Thrall, hitting 4 members of FF and the Pancakes. And even though their level 16 talents weren't quite online there, Icecrown Citadel Queens able to push them back off this top objective. See Velkslaze go ahead up on into that air there. FF and the Pancakes looking to maybe just walk back onto the top point here as Icecrown Citadel Queens looks to secure bottom. They do have those periodic katas spawning in both their lanes right now, so the siege pressure will be going over in favor of FF and the Pancakes over time if the lanes are left unchecked here. Swanus is clearing up bottom lane, taking care of some of those katas. They have secured that bottom objective once again. Deathwing still up in the air, waiting to land here. Blessed Shield coming out from the Joanna. The root drop by Malfurion. Here's an Ice Wall from the Mei here. Is going to catch KTZ. The Blizzard dropped a little bit late afterwards, but there was a stun just to lock down the KTZ into the Blizzard stun once again. No picks there. The objective is going to start to be channeled here by FF and the Pancakes. Level 16's online for Icecrown Citadel Queens. They probably will want to look to fight soon. Right now, they're a bit behind on XP. Level 20s are going to be here for FF and the Pancakes well before Icecrown Citadel Queens. They want to try and find that fight on equal talent tiers. We're going to see the invade onto the siege camp of Icecrown Citadel Queens by FF and the Pancakes. At this point, Icecrown Citadel Queens just need to be playing it a little bit more aggressive, trying to force that fight before level 20s are online for FF and the Pancakes. They're giving a lot up right now. They've already given 48% of its channel to the Zerg Wave and the siege camp on their side of the map over to FF and the Pancakes, and we're going to see a little bit more channel happening here just momentarily until Mei can cap that bottom point. Siege Camp is pressuring on to their keep now at this time as well. The tower getting chunked down, and the keep starting to focus that Siege Camp down a bit as well. It's going to take a bit of damage onto their bottom keep. It's going to create enough of a window here for FF and the Pancakes to go ahead and secure this bottom point, maybe even look to secure objective at this point. So they've also grabbed their siege camp once again in that top lane, creating pressure up there. Icecrown Citadel Queens rotating top to secure the top objective, but they have yet to get any of the Zerg Wave channel themselves, unfortunately. Mudar keeping a ward in that bush to look for the rotation, going to go ahead and run on out of there, out of the engage. Velksley is securing bottom here. Sylvanas looking to clear out the top lane. We have the Entomb just barely missing Mudar here, and the invade onto the Bruiser camp by FF and the Pancakes. And this is looking like it's going to be FF and the Pancakes with a full Zerg Wave here. Second one of the game. This one heading top.
This can't be happening. The Zerg are bearing down on us. Oh, I'm too smart to die.
Icecrown Citadel Queens looking to clear up that Bruiser camp remnants. We have a big ice wall connecting onto Joanna and KTZ. The stun from the, huge silence as well. Unfortunately, Jen, though, getting quite chunked down from the KTZ combos, having to back up, pop that Unstoppable, and hit the Fountain. Velkslays going in to turn around for Cataclysm here. The Blessed Shield connecting onto 3 members of Icecrown Citadel Queens as Joanna steps forward to try and find the kills. Nurse is going to fall here. We have the Twilight Dream coming out from Malfurion to try and do something. A big Blizzard there, looking to connect onto quite a few members. Joanna taking tower shots here from the keep. Stampy getting quite low, but they aren't quite able to get those last hits into the members of FF and the Pancakes to find the picks they need. This top keep looking like it's going to fall. Level 20 is now online for the side of FF and the Pancakes. Going to see the upgraded Ancestral picked up for Rhaegar. Fallside actually talenting into Epic Mount here, so we're not having the Wind Tunnel Gust upgrade picked up, which can be such a game changer at level 20. Obviously, we have Buried Alive for the Entomb upgrade there as well, which is a big power spike for Leoric. Interesting, too, Joanna picking up Blinded by the Light. FF and the Pancakes going for that invade onto the siege camp once again. They're going to go ahead and secure that. Now maybe the bottom keep here as Joanna scouts out that boss, sees their nod on it, and is going to go ahead and help her team out in the bottom lane. Siege camp and some Katas heading towards the keep over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. This is going to create a window now for FF and the Pancakes to go ahead and start up that boss. They do have Gust on cooldown right now, or off cooldown, I should say. So they even have... Oh... He's able to get the Gust off, even though he's stuck in the ice wall there, too. But the boss will go over to the side of FF and the Pancakes. Icecrown Citadel Queens not quite able to get there in time to stop it from going over there. Their bottom keep is pretty low as well, so this is a... this could be a game-ending boss if FF and the Pancakes wanted to try and push with this. They do have that level 20 talent tier advantage to try and run with this boss. They're going to go ahead and grab that siege camp, and it looks like they're going to rotate down now to start to help siege in with this boss.
Power spike from the beacons. They'll be active soon.
All right, we're going to see bottom keep of Icecrown Citadel Queen's fall here. Level 20 is online for them now. Mei talenting into that flash freeze, so when she does take lethal damage, she'll drop into her cryo freeze.
Attain control of those beacons. We don't want to face
Bolt of the Storm for the Sylvanas. Kind of help her avoid some of the KTZ combos potentially here. And Zerg Wave channel here happening for FF and the Pancakes. FF and the Pancakes going to go ahead for that invade onto the Bruiser camp once again. Securing that and just continuing with the amount of pressure that they have been putting out on the map for Icecrown Citadel Queens to have to deal with here.
Blue team's core is under attack.
This is looking to be pretty rough position for Icecrown Citadel Queens to be in right now. This is a full health Zerg Wave heading towards their keep at this point with Bruiser camps in both their lanes to deal with. Level 20s are online for them, but this is going to be rough for them to have to clear these Zerg Waves, keep the pressure off their core, and kill the members of FF and the Pancakes before the game ends. See Velksley is trying to get top lane cleared out a bit. And the Zerg Wave starting to make its way towards bottom lane. Icewall is out from Mei, doesn't quite connect onto any of the members of FF and the Pancakes. We're going to see the stun from Deathwing connect onto a couple members, though. The KTZ ultimates popping off here, and the core damage starting to come out. Cataclysm dropped by Deathwing here, and Gust coming out from Falstad. We did see Nurse drop the Twilight Dream there, but the core is falling, 15% left, and it looks like game number 1 will be going over to the side of FF and the Pancakes. GG's and well played. And this is a best of 3 series, so we still have at least one more match lined up for you guys, but let's go ahead, take a look at this match summary screen. I think I'm fairly close in deaths, 5-7, but the XP difference was definitely favoring the side of FF and the Pancakes. You know, I think that if that first Zerg Wave wasn't contested until so late in the game, Icecrown Citadel Queens would have had a better chance of kind of running it down and securing the win here. But what we saw is like the objective just was stalled out over and over again, trading top point and bottom point to the point that we didn't even see the first Zerg Wave secured until level 13s were online, and at that point KTZ had scaled, Falstad had started to scale at that point as well, whereas if we had seen them, you know, cap that point more to the typical like, level 7-ish around there, Sylvanas could have run it down and they could have snowballed off that, but not what happened. We were able to see FF and the Pancakes get that late game scaling online to make it through for the win here. I'm going to leave up the talent screen for just a moment because I need to grab a drink of water. Solo casting always like burns out my throat pretty quickly. So I will be right back. I'm going to grab some water, and then hopefully by the time I'm back, the next lobby will be up here, and I'll update you guys on where we're going. All right. I'm back. I'm going to pop back on over to me here because that next lobby is up. Let's see where we're going here. Actually, why don't we go on over to the map selections right now. For game number 2, we're going to be headed to Garden of Terror. I think I still need to update the score, so let me do that too. Alright, it does look like Icecrown Citadel Queens have opted for first pick after losing game number 1, meaning this is a map pick out from the side of FF and the Pancakes once again. Let's see if they can take the win here and close out the series 2-0, or maybe Icecrown Citadel Queens can find themselves on the board. I'm going to let them know that we're ready to get into it, and hopefully we can start that draft up in just a moment. Annalise, always great to see you in chat. I hope you're doing well. That was well played by both teams. It's not bad. Not bad match at all. I'm always cheering for a game 3, of course. We'll have to see if Icecrown Citadel Queens can grab a win here to bring us there. Iliaba combo coming on a big map. So I'm not super familiar with the hero pools over on the side of FF and the Pancakes. So if you're telling me that that's what they're going to run, I'm assuming you might be. It's not bad. You know, Garden of Terror basically kind of a PvE map with all of the camps that it has on it. So Abathur Illidan, not the worst pickup for Garden of Terror in particular, as long as there's not too much to shut down an Illidan in team fights, because you still do need to secure those seeds. And the Garden Terrors, you guys, like something along the lines of like, if you secure the first Garden Terrors, you're like 70% chance to win the game or something like that, just because they're super impactful in running down structures, since they have the pots that kind of like shut down the forts and tower damage as they siege in. All right, looks like we're going to go ahead and drop into this draft in just a moment here.
Garden of Terror.
See what these teams are thinking. We're going to have some band switch ups, or they're going to stick to the same for this map. First ban is over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens because they opted for first pick. They're going to go ahead and stick with that Decker Kane ban we saw in game number 1. I think these teams are like really taking their time to think about the draft and what they want to do here. Sometimes you see teams know what they want to ban, rush through the ban phase, and then they are panicking to figure out what they're actually going to lock in themselves. Sonya ban coming out once again. So far the ban's looking pretty similar to game number 1. See if it continues this way. We saw Gazlo banned out by Icecrown Citadel Queens last match, followed out by the Jaina ban by FF and the Pancakes. So we'll see if they're going to stick to those bans for game number 2. Well, Jaina ban coming out for Icecrown Citadel Queens. Let's see what FF and the Pancakes are looking to get rid of. And they're going to go ahead and ban Chromie. They did ban Chromie last match, but it was in the second half of the draft. But to be fair, Icecrown Citadel Queens took away Jaina, which was their second ban in game number 1. Icecrown Citadel Queens opting for first pick, and this is why we saw that Gazlo left up. Mudar picking up Gazlo here to kick off the draft.
Let's fly.
All right. FF and the Pancakes going to go ahead and answer that with a Mei lock-in as well as Falstad. We saw them play Falstad in game number 1 here. And the Mei, a great pickup for FF and the Pancakes because they know that Icecrown Citadel Queens play Mei. So a bit of a denial lock-in as well there.
Victory above all.
Nurse taking Stukov. You know, Nurse is known for playing a pretty mean Stukov here, so I'm kind of excited to see how this one plays out. And Velkslay's locking in Uther. Uther is another hero pretty popular right now, especially in the high end of the game. This is a neat draft. I'm interested to see what they can do with it, where the rest of the draft's going to go for their pickups on both sides here. Into that second ban phase here, Li Ming going to be taken off, or out of the pool, I should say, by FF and the Pancakes. The last ban of this match coming in just a moment from Icecrown Citadel Queens. It's going to be the Lucio once again here. So we saw them ban Lucio in game number 1. We saw them ban Deckard in game number 1. Likely target ban here onto the healer over on the side of FF and the Pancakes.
I am the destroyer. I will fight to my last breath.
Deathwing and Rhaegar picked up here. FF and the Pancakes drafted the Rhaegar last match. Deathwing pick up. We actually saw Icecrown Citadel Queens playing Deathwing in game number 1. So a couple of the picks we saw them rock in game number 1, FF and the Pancakes have now picked up to draft themselves as well as deny over to the side of ICQ. Orphea are going to be locked in here now by destroying Mishi, and they're going to round out their draft with a Raynor pickup. Once again, the KTZ coming out here for the side of FF and the Pancakes. And this is going to be the draft, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 2 of our best of 3 series here. If FF and the Pancakes can take the win, they'll close out that series in a nice 2-0 sweep. Icecrown Citadel Queens looking to get on the board here, though, in match number 2. Interesting drafts coming online here. I'm excited to see how this one plays out. As I said, I am always cheering for game number 3, but we'll have to see how this plays out. Let's go ahead and introduce these teams here. Over on the left-hand side, we have the Icecrown Citadel Queens with Mudar playing Gazlo, destroy Mishi on a Orphea. Valk Slay is playing Uther, Jen on Raynor, and on Stukov, we have Nurse. On the right-hand side, it's going to be FF and the Pancakes. Stampy playing Falstad, Mr. G on the Rhaegar, XYXGY on the Deathwing, Courtney on KTZ, and Mr. C on the May. I'm not even sure if I'm saying his name right, so I apologize. Guys, we're going to go ahead and start out in that top lane here. The rest of the members in mid waiting for that first wave to crash. So 5v4 in favor of FF and the Pancakes. They are going to go ahead and get that wave cleared up, getting the wave priority from mid. And now breaking off to soak other lanes. Gazlo is sitting in that bush in the top lane, just waiting for the XP to drop. Hasn't set up any turrets yet. Now Deathwing clearing out the wave here. Going to see the stun dropped by Mudar. Going to get a little bit of damage onto those minions. Pick up that globe that was dropped by her own minion wave. Definitely going to be a bit of a difficult matchup. You know, Mudar can't stun Deathwing. They can just, you know, mutually soak the lane without trying to fight too much. Already seeing camp started up here. FF and the Pancakes getting out their siege camp in the mid, as well as Icecrown Citadel Queens getting theirs out here. They're going to go straight down onto that Bruiser and start that up next. You have a Raynor picking up Exterminator at level 1, so that's going to help them with their camp clear and getting these camps out. That wave is starting to crash in the mid lane here. Destroy Mishi rotating up to get that soak. Valk Slay's joining her. And the Bruiser camp still being worked on here. Now secured by the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. They do have a wave crashing in the bottom lane here. Nobody really around to catch this soak. This is going to be a bit of soak miss now for Icecrown Citadel Queens. Bruiser camp now secured as well by FF and the Pancakes in that top lane. This might be a little bit of a struggle for Gazlo to clear this out with a Deathwing sitting in his lane. Let's see how it plays out. But the first seed will be spawning down in the bottom part of the map over on the side of FF and the Pancakes. A little bit better positioning for them here, and they can go ahead and maybe even look to get out their siege camp before it spawns in. I think they are more prioritizing getting the Bruiser camp cleared out that Icecrown Citadel Queens had picked up here. Icecrown Citadel Queens not really in a position to kind of contest this first objective. They're opting to clear out that Bruiser camp, get out the Siege Giants here, and then they're going to be a little bit too late to picking this up. The channel already happening here over on the side of FF and the Pancakes. FF and the Pancakes also going to go ahead and start up their Siege camp as well. I will say FF and the Pancakes has just been a little bit more on point in making sure they're not missing soak in any of their lanes, and it's kind of showing a bit in the XP now. They're slightly ahead on experience. Nothing too major at this point, but if it continues to happen here or there for the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens, you're going to see this XP lead start to really really be an advantage there for FF and the Pancakes. Siege Giant camp now cleared up by Mudar. Looks like she's sticking around to maybe get a little bit more soak here. Level 7s are online for FF and the Pancakes, but this next seed is going to be positioned over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. Turrets are dropped. A little bit of damage going on to May here, but nothing too major.
Do what must be done.
Icecrown Citadel Queens trying to go for the channel there, but interrupted by the minions. Nobody really around to tank that, and now Valk Slay is getting pushed back by the members of FF and the Pancakes. We have Raynor looping around to try to come in to help out. Destroy Mishi trying to get some poke damage out as well. Stampy getting flanked by Jen here, getting some damage dropped, and the Cataclysm going to be used by Deathwing. This is zoning them out enough to almost get the channel there, but it was interrupted once again by Orphea. Mudar up to help out as well. Now level 7's onside for both these teams in this 5v5. KTZ getting stunned out, a little bit of damage traded there. No one going down quite yet. Nice silence drop by Nurse. The members of FF and the Pancakes getting split in this fight. Stampy getting quite low. The stun being dropped by Mutar. Not quite able to connect. We have Courtney getting chased down by Uther here. Velkslay's trying to keep herself alive. Deathwing turning around to drop the damage. The Blizzard goes out from May. Counter kill though onto May. Uther traded for May in this engage. Mutar getting low. Turning around, dropping the stun. The remaining members getting chased out by the members of Icecrown Citadel Queens. KTZ turning around to drop one last chain combo there. But this seed will go over to the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens, bringing the seeds 1-1. That XP advantage, though, still favoring FF and the Pancakes. So Icecrown Citadel Queens need to look to try to close that XP lead here. So level 10s will be online for FF and the Pancakes the way it's going right now. I should say will be online first. Like, of course they're going to be online at some point.
My.
Siege camp secured there by ICQ. Next seed spawning in the bottom part of the map here in the neutral area. Velkslay is getting quite low, trying to bait in Stampy. The stun comes out. The rest of the members rotating down. Falstad does fall just in time for this next seed. Let's see if Icecrown Citadel Queens can use this to their advantage. Keep in mind, Falstad does have that global, so he only has a 15-second death timer. It's not going to be too late to objective, but maybe late enough for Icecrown Citadel Queens to maybe do something with this kill. We're going to see the Bruiser camp getting picked up here by FF and the Pancakes. Looks like they're opting to give this objective and just look to pick up camps on the map right now. Level 10s are online for them, though. They could still potentially, if they get the interrupts, maybe come down and contest the seed now. Shadow Fissure for the KTZ, Ice Wall for May, Gust for the Falstad, Ancestral Heal being picked up by Rhaegar, a stun going out in the mid lane there. Velkslay's dropping a stun, trying to slow them on the rotation. Not able to get the channel out, and they are here to contest. Level 10's not quite online yet for Icecrown Citadel Queens. Ice Wall popped by May, does not connect though, but the damage being dropped here onto May. Chains going out from KTZ. Jen trying to step forward to get some little auto attack poke damage. Level 10's now hit for Icecrown Citadel Queens. We're going to see those 10s locked in, and the seed does get picked up by the side of ICQ as they hit those level 10s. No interrupts quite able to occur there for FF and the Pancakes. So 2-1 in favor of Icecrown Citadel Queens on those seed counts. They do have a Bruiser camp now pushing top that needs to be cleared up. We're going to see Mutar and Velkslays rotate up there to try and get that taken care of. Meanwhile, Raynor and Stukov picking up the Bruiser camp over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. Siege camp for FF and the Pancakes now being worked on by 4 of their members here. And that XP gap starting to close up a little bit here.
You would best be ready to gather another seed.
Siege Giants pushing in bottom here. 4 members of ICQ looking to clear that up. This next seed positioning a little bit better here for the side of FF and the Pancakes. It is on their side of the map, closer to their structures, their fountains here. They are already in position to contest this next seed. Mutar needs to be a little bit careful here. If she rotates down without her team or gets caught out too far in the lane, she could be in trouble. The chain does go out from KTZ. Doesn't quite have 15 stacks yet to have that glacial spike, so she's going to be able to live another day for now. Looks like her team is going to make a trade here. They're going to go ahead, open up that bottom map, take down that bottom fort here. In the meantime, the siege pressure happening up in this top lane. Cataclysm being popped by Deathwing. And they're going to try to push down top fort and trade out forts here. 2 for 2 on those seeds, so this next objective is really going to matter. We have the Gravel Bomb coming out from Gazlo. Catches Rhaegar, but nothing much to really do off of that. The flank here, though, from the members of FF and Pancakes. Let's see the stun from Orphea being dropped there. Flailing Swipe knocking back the members of FF and the Pancakes. There's the silence coming out from Stukov. Cataclysm dropped once again by Deathwing. And the huge Uther ult going to help secure that kill onto KTZ. A 2-for-0 there as Rhaegar falls as well in favor of Icecrown Citadel Queens and the next seed coming up. This is going to set them up for a pretty good position here. Go ahead, cap that seed. But death timer is still pretty low here for the side of FF and the Pancakes. There's an opportunity if they can stall it out long enough to deny them the seed and this Garden Terror phase. I like to see have like the tank or one of the members kind of leash the minions around the seed so someone can channel right away before the members can rotate in to help deny the channel here. Mutar going ahead, starting that channel up. We have KTZ dropping the ultimate. 2 of the members now channeling it to try and split them on this point. Make that 3. Jen also going for the channel, looking to just get that out. Can she do it? And she does! The first Garden Tear phase over to the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. Jen able to get the channel out. KTZ really good attempts there with the stalls, but not quite able to work out here. Icecrown Citadel Queens securing the first Garden Terror phase of the match. Now we already have that bottom fort cleared out here, so they're going to allow that to kind of push itself in a little bit. Looks like Mutar rotating down to maybe help with that. The rest of the members in that top lane looking to siege down that and kind of equalize those periodic katas spawning in favor of FF and the Pancakes right now. Here's the Hyperion out from Raynor. They're going to push in, try to get some value out of these Garden Terrors. Top fort looking like it's going to go down. The mid Garden Terror already cleared up by FF and the Pancakes. They're now walking away as this fort does fall to the Garden Terror. Eyes on mid now as the remaining Garden Terror is getting cleared up by Deathwing. It's going to fall here. Now the pressure kind of being cleared up in the lanes of FF and the Pancakes. Need to be careful not to be caught too overextended here. There's the Ice Wall coming out from May. Does not connect. And that's one of the ultimates down for the side of FF and the Pancakes.
Those are enough seeds. Let my terrors grow.
Siege camp being worked on now by Icecrown Citadel Queens. Uther caught out of position here, is going to go ahead and pop his ultimate onto Falstad. The rest of the team rotating up on the flank here. Mutar looking to get a grab on combo. Does manage to find the KTZ and the Falstad there. KTZ is going to fall. The Ancestral Heal able to keep Falstad alive. The silence comes out from Nurse, and the chase is on for the remaining members of FF and the Pancakes. They thought they had a pick onto Uther, but it was just bait, ladies and gentlemen, because they end up losing one of their own in return here. Level 16s closer to being online here for Icecrown Citadel Queens. But we do have... Oh, Mutar needs to be careful on this rotation. She's split from her team a little bit. We do have FF and the Pancakes not too far behind on the level 16s themselves here. It is going to be hit just a moment now for Icecrown Citadel Queens. I want to try to make sure they deny this seed over to the side of FF and the Pancakes, because if they can get the Garden Terror phase themselves, it'll kind of equal out everything they just managed to achieve. They're going to get that camp cleared here just to make sure that pressure doesn't start to mount. Let FF and the Pancakes go ahead and clear up the minions around the seed, and now they're waiting to contest here. Uther has his ultimate up in 1 second, so now he can step in, look to try and find a combo here. There's the chain out onto Uther. The Glacial Spike not quite coming in on time to combo into the root there. Orphea's going to land the Crushing Jaw onto May. Courtney getting chased down now by Uther as well. The channel happening for Jen, but keep in mind, Deathwing up in the air, dropping those meteors to keep the interrupt. Destroy Mishi on the flank now, split from her team. Here's the grab bomb out from Gazlo. Doesn't quite catch any of the members. Cataclysm being popped by Deathwing now. Both teams a little bit struggling here to try and find the picks they need. Big Ice Wall out from May, though. See if she can do anything with this. The Blizzard drop on top of that, and Deathwing just breathing fire across the members caught in that Ice Wall. They're going to get the pick onto Raynor. Velk Uther tank, my life right now. Trying their best to go for those interrupts where they can. Velk Slay is getting knocked in by the knockback off icing there on a May. Silence drop by Stukov. The heals there for Velk Slays as well. The dragon, the fire coming out from Deathwing though is just doing so much damage to everyone caught in this little choke point. They're going to get the pick onto Uther here, and the channel once again starting up for the side of FF and the Pancakes. Let's see, their Garden Terrors, in terms of where they're going to spawn, you know, bottom lane pushed in pretty far here, so that one is going to kind of get itself cleared. So looking at defending mid and top lanes as a priority over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. All right, this Garden Terror in the mid, getting quite low, but FF and the Pancakes going to continue to push in with that, get down this mid fort. Meanwhile, Garden Terror cleared out now by Icecrown Citadel Queens in that top lane. This is definitely one of the closer Garden Terror maps I've casted before. Usually it really starts to swing one way or the other off these Garden Terror phases, but they've both been kind of keeping up with each other in terms of XP, and now they had a Garden Terror phase by ICQ followed by a Garden Terror phase, and FF and the Pancakes kind of equalized it out. There is the Cataclysm dropped by Deathwing and a big ice wall coming out from Mei. Doesn't have that Blizzard to drop on top of it. Velksley is going to be pulled into the KTZ combos, but they aren't able to secure the kill. This Garden Terror going to fall here. Let's see if they can do anything out of this. They're going to be able to save this fort here. There's the stun onto Falstad. The damage is collapsing. We have the silence being dropped there, but the Ancestral Heal was able to go off. A huge grab bomb out from the side of Gazlo. They're looking to secure the kills here, but the Gust is going to come in and disengage. Velksley is the only one not caught in that Gust, looking to try and close the distance between her and the members of FF and the Pancakes. It looks like they are going to be able to walk away with their lives here, but Velksley still wants more. The ping retreats, or the retreat ping's coming out now from the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. Oh, that was so close there for them. That grab bomb, just a little bit more damage, and you would have seen the members of FF and the Pancakes getting picked off and dropping like flies. They are all healed up now, and they're going to get out their siege camp. Meanwhile, Bruiser camp getting picked up by Icecrown Citadel Queens. They're going to go ahead and start the siege camp up as well. This is basically just both teams taking this opportunity to kind of relax, look to pick up their camps, clear their lanes where needed, and chill. It's not really any advantage trying to look for fights right now. They're both pretty even on XP and talent tiers. They do have sight on Falstad bottoms. They're looking for the invade over here. Not quite able to find it. We have an ice wall drop by Mei. That's going to connect onto Orphea, but nothing really to follow up off that. Falstad, in the meantime, going to push in bottom and secure this bottom fort for FF and the Pancakes. This next seed is spawning in over on the side of FF and the Pancakes map here, but nothing. This one doesn't really mean anything. It's one seed of the 3 needed for this objective, so they don't really need to force it. They're just going to go ahead, clear their lanes here, clear up that siege camp in the bottom lane. Maybe look to clear up the mid lane afterwards and let this seed go over to the side of FF and the Pancakes. FF and the Pancakes rotating top now to clear up the giants that Icecrown Citadel Queens had picked up. Level 20 is very close to being online here for both teams. Does look like FF and the Pancakes are going to be the ones hitting it first. Icecrown Citadel Queens need to be kind of careful. They don't want to get caught without those level 20s underneath an enemy fort here for their fight. Those level 20s are online now for the side of FF and the Pancakes. Icecrown Citadel Queens just a hair off of reaching those level 20s themselves, and this next seed will be spawning over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. We have Uther warding a bush way over on the side of FF and the Pancakes, but it looks like FF and the Pancakes not even thinking of rotating through that side of the map here. They have pushed in onto this objective. Gazlo, a little bit scary positioning here on the flank for Deathwing. Might be able to sneak in on the side for a nice grab bomb here if they split the team well enough. There's the grab bomb coming out. Unfortunately, doesn't connect onto any of the members of FF and the Pancakes. Crushing jaws being popped by Orphea. Cataclysm coming out from Deathwing. Mutar just dropping turrets, trying to create a little bit of pressure and deny the rotation through the top part of this objective. There's the Uther ultimate coming out, stunning onto the KTZ, who gets Ancestral healed and is going to stay alive. The channel here happening now for Icecrown Citadel Queens. Denied to Jen, but Mutar able to pick up this seed, and everybody able to stay alive in this engage. We're going to see both these teams once again just work on picking up these camps in the meantime. Siege Camp goes out bottom for FF and the Pancakes. Siege Camp out mid for Icecrown Citadel Queens. Siege Camp being worked on now in the top for Icecrown Citadel Queens, while FF and the Pancakes get their mid-siege giant camp out.
A new seed is set to sprout.
Both these teams are playing very safe, I would say. I'm interested to see if we're going to actually get another Garden Terror phase before the game ends or not. Because at this point, you're at level 20. His death timers are a little bit low. You could just look to end the game out here. There's a stun out onto May. She's going to drop the Ice Wall in the back. Rainer caught on that. A big crushing jaw being dropped by the Orphea, but Falstad able to barrel roll out of that. Cataclysm dropped by Deathwing. You do see Orphea getting picked off here. Deathwing now in the back line of Icecrown Citadel Queens. Courtney also caught out of position. We got the Ruse Silence onto KTZ. They get the pick in return. A 1-for-1 right now in this fight. Deathwing in the back line. We have the ultimate Divine Storm coming out there from Uther. They get the pick onto Deathwing. The Ancestral Heal goes out onto Falstad, but this is a 2-for-1 in favor of Icecrown Citadel Queens. KTZ is back up already, though. Did talent into the phylactery at level 4, so used up that stack to come back to life right away, but the Steed goes over to the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. They have some camps to worry about cleaning up now. Bruiser or Siege Camp pushing bottom and mid over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens. They also have a Siege Camp pushing top in favor of them. That needs to be cleared up as well. Falstad's gonna fly up there, take care of top lane. That was the most confusing split up team fight. Oh, I said, you know, I've seen Nurse's Stukov before, and she's really getting a hold of dropping those the virulent reaction. Getting that silence root combo. Chef's kiss. Well, Courtney also was playing very aggressive there, knowing she had the phylactery up to try and get some picks onto the squishy backline. It did leave her vulnerable, but she knew that she could just spawn back in, so she had traded there a 1-for-1. She goes down, she gets a kill. They still would have been up ahead in picks in that team fight. Okay, we have the members of Icecrown Citadel Queens a little bit split here. Nurse on the top part of the rotation into this objective. The rest of the members all funneling in through the bottom. We see Nurse loop around here. I'll say it's kind of tricky on how to position in these team fights because you don't want to have your entire team funneling through a choke point like this. It's just like screams wombo us, you know? Deathwing, too, can just drop so much damage in these chokes. There's the Ice Wall coming out. It does connect onto Rainer. We're going to see the silence drop by Stukov there. Looks like it's going to be Uther caught in the KTZ damage, though. Uther does go down. He's going to spawn back in just a moment, though, so not the biggest deal here. Falstad a little bit split from the team, but you can just see ICQ all clumped up in this little choke point, and they're taking damage for it. Deathwing getting quite low, though. See if they can try to find the pick. There's the stun out onto KTZ. Here's the Uther Divine Storm. Looking to try and find those picks now. Valkslay's left in the back line. Doesn't have that level 20 anymore. Just use the proc. She is going to fall once again. Not for free, though. Down goes May. There's a flailing swipe popped by Nurse to push back the members of FF in the Pancake. And the channel is going to go over Garden Terrors in favor of Icecrown Citadel Queens once again. Whew. This match has been so exciting. I don't even know how I'm going to make it through a game 3 if ICQ manages to pull out the win here.
Blue team has rise, my terrors. Sap the light.
So we'll say the lane's a little bit pushed in over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens, so some of these Garden Terrors spawning quite far back in the lane. Top one, you know, spawn back behind where what used to be ICQ's fort here. So they're going to push in bottom, look to try to get some value out of the one in the bottom lane here. May still down for another 12 seconds. They can try and force a pick before May comes back up. I think that would be ideal because then they could look to try to end out the game. Falstad finishing up the Garden Terror in mid. I would like to be a little bit more aggressive at this point. You know, they have those garden terrors shutting down structures. Mei was down for like another 15 seconds by the time they reached here. Just commit for these keeps. Commit for those kills. So right now, it's looking like they're not going to secure any keeps off of this Garden Terror phase, and we're, you know, 25 minutes, level 22 into the match. All right, that's the Garden Terror phase cleaned up, fairly well defended by FF and the Pancakes. Mudar a little bit split here. Mei not able to dismount that Gazlo there. Going to be able to walk away. They're going to go for the invade onto the siege camp of FF and the Pancakes in the bottom lane here. Ooh, here's Falstad flying down to check this out. The Divine Storm comes out from Uther, but not able to catch anyone. Mudar in the flank here, trying to get some damage out onto KTZ. The grab bomb's dropped. Courtney gets caught in it, but healed quite well through all of that. They're not going to find any picks, but they do manage to secure that Siege Giant camp. It does get cleared up pretty quickly by the members of... Thank you. Scotch is pouring me water. It does get cleared up pretty quick by the members of FF and the Pancakes. We're going to see both these teams just look to grab their camps once again here.
I feel a siege germinating. Are you ready for it?
Part of the reason is that this game is going so long is every time there's a team fight, we're not seeing full team wipes or anything. It's just one or two members lost on each side and both the teams backing off and playing safe past that point. This is not really creating enough of a window here for either team to really, you know, force an end game. Do you see those siege giants cleared or picked up here for ICQ? They, those actually will clear out the bruiser camp faster than the bruiser camp will clear out siege giants because of the range on the siege giants. So you can see them autoing the backline minions here on this camp. But it's just, they're going to end up going past this bruiser camp now. C is going to be channeled here by Icecrown, Citadel, Queens, Mudar looking to try and secure something here. There's the stun onto KTZ. Followed that up with the Crushing Jaws, and down goes KTZ. Does he have the phylactery stacks? No, not enough. Only sitting at 9 of the 12 globes to come back to life. So this is going to be a 60-second death timer for KTZ. They're going to look at this bottom keep now. Falstad saying, well, if you're going to go bottom keep, I'm going to go top keep, and we're going to trade out structures here. That's going to leave it a 3v5 in the bottom lane, though, so if they can find some more picks, that would be ideal. There's the silence route onto Mei. The Crushing Jaws dropped by Orphea, but they're not able to find the pick. They need a little bit more poke damage here. Gazlo did back to deal with Falstad and has denied the keep to him in that top lane here. They're not able to find too much off this. Another 25 seconds until KTZ comes back up for FF and the Pancakes. Looking at a rotation onto Falstad here. Nurse mounted up. Maybe looking for that. Trying to get the silence with the root to follow it up there, but not quite able to make it work out. Falstad able to rotate out of that gank attempt. And the next seed spawning in here in the neutral part of the map, top side. This match has me on the edge of my seat. It's so... I've never seen a Garden of Terror game so close. Like, I feel like it's such a snowbally map. For it to be, you're sitting a 30-minute game right now, and it's still kind of anyone's game. Another seed secured here for Icecrown Citadel Queens, though. All the members back up now for the side of FF and the Pancakes. ICQ just looking to clear out their lanes once again. They do have a siege camp now coming up for them in the mid, so they could look to grab that. Pulling your hair out that neither keep died. I know, right? Just both these teams just feel I feel like they're just playing very, very safe and don't want to do anything too aggressive. Next seed is going to be spawning in over on the side of FF and the Pancakes. In the bottom side of the map here. You do have ICQ looking to clear out those siege giants that were picked up momentarily by FF and the Pancakes. That's going to be cleared up. But again, the entire team looking to rotate through this tight choke. It can be kind of risky for them here. Valkyslaze does manage to find her way through that choke, now retreating back into it once again. I'm so scared for Deathwing to just step up here, drop breath across the entire thing. See, is even this just like cuts off the rotation through with damage. Hyperion out from Raynor. This is going to deny the channel here. Valkyslaze is looking for the stun, finds it onto Mei here. Gazlo dropping bomb silence onto Mei. If they can get the stun onto her, she can't drop into her Pyro Freeze. Let's see, but the Ancestral Heal will come out to keep her alive here, and is that double Ancestral. She's going to be full health once again. Icewall comes out. Jen able to sidestep that. Here's Deathwing dropping the stun. Stampy looking quite low, but going to go ahead and barrel roll out of their Cataclysm drop by Deathwing. This is going to split the members of... Ooh, nice gravel bomb here. Let's see if they can find the picks. Deathwing still in that backline flank, dropping some damage there. Whew, this is a close match. KTZ looking to try and get that Glacial Spike combo, not quite able to make it work. Valkyslaze stepping in, looking at the Falstad once again. Falstad getting quite low. Valkyslaze trying to close the distance here. She does get the pick. Falstad does fall. Munar starting the channel onto this Garden Seed. This is going to be another Garden Terror phase for the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens if they can manage to secure it, and they do just that. Falstad down for another 56 seconds. Is this what they need to finish out this game? Another Garden Terror phase over to ICQ. They are doing all they can to stay in this series and try to secure their position in the playoffs right now. Bottom keep will fall. Top keep already down with the Garden Terror on core right now. Another 30 seconds until Falstad spawns in. Let's see if they can look to end the game right now. Valkyslaze getting chunked down here. Deathwing stepping up to try and force the members back. Hit core, hit core. There's the KTZ combo. Deathwing fight breath on top of that. Gravel bomb being popped by the Gazlo here. Flailing swipe out from Nurse to help her team peel off that. The core is falling, 25% left. A Garden Terror on core, and game number 2 will be going over to the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens, meaning we get a game number 3, and my voice is going to be shot. Whew! Let's look at this match summary. I have to give my voice a break. That was 32 minutes of straight talking here. So, take a look at this. Pop on over to talents. I'll let you guys talk about talents in chat because my voice is my voice is dead. Pour that caster some whiskey. Game 3 hype. We love a game 3. All right, still waiting on the next lobby to come up, but just gonna keep myself muted and chill for a minute while we're waiting. All right. The lobby is up for the next match here, so let me go ahead and update our map overlay. We'll let you know we're going for game number 3. I love this map. Guesses in chat when I say we're going to my favorite map. Have Jinxie and Slexia do it? Haunted Mines. All right, let's head over there now. Look at those map selections. We are going to be heading to Towers of Doom for game number 3. I always love this as the tiebreaker map because it is the comeback potential map. Hey, nurse. Uther out there running it down hard for us. For real, though. Ugh, I got Scott making me tea. 32 minutes straight game. That was a long one. But it does look like FF and the Pancakes have opted for first pick after losing game number 2, giving map pick over to the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens, who are bringing us to Towers of Doom. I can't wait to see how these teams draft and how this plays out here for game number 3. I'm going to go ahead and tell them that goodbye, Jazzy's voice. Right? Yeah, definitely. I mean, at least this map, you know, it can be a longer one because there is always that comeback potential. But, you know, there's only so many objectives that can go by before the game ends. So it's not like other maps where if people just don't hit the core, the game doesn't end, right? I'm going to let them know we're ready. Like when I wanna be a shoutcaster and yell everything into the mic, but then after a game like that, you're just like, man, never mind. Let's do some ASMR casting instead. Scott's like, mute your mic for a second. Don't throw your voice out. You're really loud tonight. All right, the readies are being asked for in the chat right now, so we can hopefully get into game number 3 here of this best of 3 series. An exciting one it's been so far. See who's going to come out on top here. You know, Icecrown Citadel Queens, the underdog in this series, but able to sneak a map off of FF and the Pancakes. Quite a big deal for them here. Especially when they're looking to try and secure their spot in the playoffs right now, in that 8th seed right now. A whisper cast. I don't know if whispering is actually worse on your voice or not. Or should say actually better or not. Scott's making me tea though, so that will kind of help. All right, we're going to get into this draft in just a moment here. The countdown's on. Well, let's head over there.
Of Doom.
First ban will be coming out from FF and the Pancakes here. They have first pick after losing game number 2 here, meaning they get first ban as well. Let's see if they're going to stick to what they've been doing for bans in game number 1 and 2 here. We saw Sonya as their first ban for match 1 and 2, and they're going to stick with that. Not a bad call. Sonya quite capable of double soaking mid and top lane. Alright, ICQ also sticking with the same ban here. Deckard taking off or out of the hero pool here. Second ban coming in here for FF and the Pancakes, and it's going to be the May. It's a little bit of a swap here. They've opted to ban Chromie and Jaina before, but this time taking away May. They don't want to play it, and they don't want ICQ to play it either. All right, and there's the Jaina ban once again from the side of ICQ. Let's see what FF and the Pancakes prioritizes here.
It is time.
All right, the Zool pickup. It's a pretty typical map. If you're going to see a Zool these days, usually Towers of Doom is one that you'll see him on because you're looking for an offlaner that can rotate between mid and top to catch the soak there. Zool quite capable of doing that and creating pressure in those lanes for the enemy offlaner to have to deal with.
Victory above all.
None shall flee my grasp.
Oh. Okay. All right. Is this going to be a main tank, Maya, in Division E? All right. We'll have to see how the rest of the draft plays out, but all right. Got Stukov locked in as well there for ICQ. This is shaking up to be a fun match already. Joanna locked in, as well as the Tassadar here for FF and the Pancakes. We're now into that second ban phase. Lucio banned out once again by ICQ. See, we've seen the Chromie banned out pretty consistently all night by FF and the Pancakes. So we're going to have to see if they're going to prioritize that once again here. Li Ming was another ban from them. Both of those pretty good at just kind of poking out and stalling altar channels. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw those banned. Oh, the respect ban onto the Gazlo. Saw some nice Gravo bombs coming out in game 2 from ICQ here, so a little respect from FF and the Pancakes getting rid of Gazlo. All right, Destroy Mishi going to pick up Leoric here. Jen locking in Lunara. Leoric's quite capable of doing the double soak, especially once level 4 is online. You get the Neo Peasants. He'll be able to clear out those lanes and match Zool pretty easily. And Tomb can be a great ultimate as well to help secure kills, especially into some of the members that don't really have a way of getting out of it. Tassadar is just going to be stuck in there. And now you have a Deathwing. You know, you can't CC a Deathwing, but you can trap him in an Entomb. They're going to round out that draft with a Malfurion pickup as well. Interesting, you know, we've seen Courtney playing KTZ the last 2 matches and now flexing onto the healer role here. It's a little bit of switcheroo happening. Maybe we'll see some swaps in the draft here to see what happens. And Mutar is going to lock the Azmodan. So this is a main tank Maiev coming out from ICQ. This is exciting. This is just giving life to my voice once again. All right, let's get into this game number 3 here. These drafts are this is some interesting drafts. You know, the Liark Stukov pair kind of nicely together. You don't have to wait for Buried Alive at level 20. You already have the Silence from Stukov to drop inside of an Entomb right at level 10. Now, looking at what they picked up over on the side of FF and the Pancakes, they don't really have much that can escape an Entomb either, so they could get some decent picks off an Entomb even without that Silence in there. I can't believe that we're seeing a Maiev main tank in Division E East. Like, way to bring out some meta picks that we see in high tier play. I'm excited for this. Let's go ahead and introduce these teams. Icecrown Citadel Queens on the left-hand side. Destroy Mishi playing Liork. Velk Slays on Maiev. Mutar on Azmodan. Nurse on Stukov. And Jen on Lunara. Over on the side of FF and the Pancakes, Joanna being played by Mr. C. Mr. G playing Tassadar. Courtney on Malfurion. On the Zool, we have Stampy. And on the Deathwing, XYXGY. Let's get into this here. Both teams already kind of just splitting off to soak all of the lanes here. They don't want to go for that mid-fight. Scott's brought me my tea as well, so now I have a little bit more help for my voice. Hi, Tearless. How are you? We are in game number 3 of our best of 3 series here. Icecrown Citadel Queens currently seated in 8th in their division with 11 points. Playing against FF and the Pancakes, seated in 3rd place with, I believe, 24 points? Yeah, 24 points. Icecrown Citadel Queens on the brink of making playoffs here. If they can win this series, that will help them to maybe secure their place in the playoffs, as they do need to make top 8 to get there. We're going to see these sapper camps getting picked up now by these teams. FF and the Pancakes getting their camp out a little bit earlier than ICQ. Let's see if they're going to maybe sneak a peek or just look to push in bottom lane. It does look like they're just going to push in bottom lane, set that sapper camp up for the siege here. Pumpkins here getting cleared up now by ICQ. We have Deathwing just dropping that fire on the Pumpkins to try to clear up ICQ's Pumpkins as well. Both these teams play Deathwing. Well, that's something that I hate playing against and probably would have banned out, but they had some pretty consistent bans across all 3 games, and the matches have been close, so sticking to the same bans might be the way to go anyway. You like the comp of FF and the Pancakes? They both have interesting comps. See a little bit of an XP lead here for the side of FF and the Pancakes, but nothing that can't be made up. They have left bottom lane unsoaked now, though, so they're going to get some siege damage onto Icecrown Citadel Queen's front wall in the bottom fort. Altar phase spawning in about 12 seconds. 2 altars in the top, 1 in the bottom part of the map here. Typically, we'll see offlaners just trading out altars while a 4v4 happens in this bottom lane. See if that's the way it's going to play out, because Maiev is kind of posturing between the 2 objectives.
The Raven Lord demands it.
Velk going in, lands the bind onto Tassar, pulls him in. The root connects from Malfurion, though. Velk slays, popping her trait there to avoid some damage. Sun coming out from Deathwing. She's going to go ahead and blink on in to the objective. get those resets on her Q. A bind onto Malfurion and Deathwing. Velk getting quite chunked down, though. Popping her trait once again, but lands right in the root. She's getting chunked down by Tassadar. Can she make it out of here? Turning around for those Q resets as she makes her way out there. She is able to survive for now. The altars were traded in the top lane. 36 to 36 in shot. Velkslay's getting some nice damage out here. The displacement as well, you know, very annoying for the side of FF and the Pancakes to have to deal with. We're going to see Deathwing have to fly up into the air, destroy Mishi, just pushing forward into the members of FF and the Pancakes to create some space for her team to start the channel here. There's the root onto Leoric. Velkslay is dropping into her trait once again and able to walk away. This is the second time in this team fight she has walked away, a couple hits away from going down. And the altar will go over to the side of ICQ, bring the score 36 to 32. This match is now going to decide a lot for playoffs, or rather have a lot of implications for it. Yeah, because I know Car Crash Sounds is sitting in 9th in the seed right now and has 10 points. They're currently playing a series right now. I'm not sure if it's still going on. But, you know, they have an opportunity to pass Icecrown Citadel Queens in points. So Icecrown Citadel Queens right now are playing to get into the playoffs. They're 8th seed, but they're only 1 point. So they have taken at least a map here, so that helps them a bit, I think. Pierre's just dominated CCS? Okay. Living on no HP like her Nubrak? Like her Uther last game. See the front wall fall on this bottom fort. FF and the Pancakes able to secure that. Velkslay's getting caught in the bone prison here. Damage coming out from Tassadar. Just going to go ahead and blink on out of there. Stampy getting quite low, though. There's the stun being dropped, catching 2 members of ICQ. Meanwhile, Joanna and Leoric kind of battling it out here. Zool has left the off lane, leaving Joanna to try and clear up and catch some of that soak there. And FF and the Pancakes down a tank in that fight down below. Velkslice goes in, finds the bind onto Tassadar and Stampy there on the Zool. Turns around to drop some damage as well, but here's the Cataclysm out from Deathwing. Leoric having to pop into the Wraith form, and a lot of the health chunked off the members of ICQ. Altars are up. Velkslay's going right away for the channel on the mid altar. Does find that. Will secure the one down there. Looks like Zool's going to secure the altar in the bottom for the side of FF and the Pancakes. Not before Asmodan, though, can go in for the interrupt. I don't know that they're going to have much more here. Mudar quite low on mana, and Leoric has already broken off to continue to soak. Still a little bit of an XP advantage over on FF and the Pancakes, but nothing too much here that ICQ can't make up for. Look at this wave that they have crashing top. There's a big wave coming top that I'm interested to see if someone's going to catch. Looks like Joanna's going to try rotate up there to catch that now. Interesting that Joanna is catching a lot of the soak in the off lane for the side of FF and the Pancakes. I'm not really sure why they're playing it that way. I think it would be better just to have Zool. He's going to be pulled in by the bind here, and the lasers from Asmodan chunking him down. Level 10's online for both teams. Stampy able to walk away here. Velkslay's looking to try to finish off the kill here, and now getting chased down by the members of FF and the Pancake. Has that blink, is going to be able to get out of there. Pops the trait to avoid some damage, but Deathwing able to get first blood here of the match onto Maev. A 1-0 in that engage. So close to getting the kill on Zool, but not quite able to secure it. Those level 10s picked up here over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens, leaping straights. Warden's Cage, we have the Leoric holding on to their ultimate. Flailing Swipe from Stukov, and Demonic Invasion being picked up by Asmodan. Asmodan's going to get Bone Prison now by the Zool. The rest of the members looking to collapse onto Asmodan. Cataclysm coming out from Deathwing, the root connecting as well, and down goes Asmo. Ultimates on the side of FF and the Pancakes. We're going to see Twilight Dream, Blessed Shield, Bellowing Roar, Poison Nova, and Black Hole getting picked up there.
Be swift.
That toe clip by Lava Burst, I know. She was so super close to getting out of there. We're going to see just both these altars treated out. Joanna capping right side, Leoric capping left side here. Score now 28 to 24 in favor of FF and the Pancakes. Ooh, Valk just rooted and eating so much damage from the Deathwing. Valk going in there for the bind on his Stampy there. Going to use a trait to avoid the root from Bone Prison there. Drop the Warden's Cage, pulls Tassadar in, not able to find the kill onto him. Steps back in with the Blink. Jen chasing him down, gonna pop the Unstoppable with her Leaping Strikes to avoid the root from Zool. It's just so interesting to me that they're playing it the way that they are, with Joanna doing the double soak into Leoric and sending Zool into the bottom lane. Flailing Swipe coming out from Nurse to help with the disengage. A lot of damage traded back and forth between these two teams, but everyone able to stay alive for now. Yeah, this division is getting crazy close for playoffs. It's really interesting to take a look at. Crazy that was the first kill. So many close calls before that. Well, this next altar phase is just the one altar spawning in the mid part of the map here. Level 13's going to be online here for both teams. We're going to see those level 13s picked up now for Icecrown Citadel Queens.
To the Gravekeeper.
It's going to be a 5v5 breaking out. Leoric decided to go with March instead of Entomb here. I'm interested to see how that plays out. Valk slays, though. Is she going to get the sneak in on that altar? Not quite. Deathwing popping some damage down there. Stampy getting quite low, turning around, trying to auto-sustain himself through the damage, but he's going to go down. Zool does get picked off. Cataclysm dropped by the Deathwing. Warden's Cage out from Maiev. Now we have the Twilight Dream being popped by Courtney, and they're going to be able to secure 2 kills off of that. Down goes Maiev, down goes Leoric. Nurse in a lot of trouble now as well, and that's going to be a 3-for-1 in favor of FF and the Pancakes. They're going to go ahead and start the channel onto this altar, bringing the score 24-24. FF and the Pancakes pulling off the successful steal of the siege camp in bottom lane here. Destroy Mishi, stepping forward, trying to just keep her drain hope and stay alive, be a front line for her team here. She's going to get caught in that bone prison and rooted by the Malfurion. Still stepping forward here, continuing to try to be that front line her team needs. Valk Slays is in there trying to find that bind once again. Pops it onto Joanna, who's going to use her Iron Skin to avoid being pulled back in here. They have successfully defended their bottom fort for now, but the siege camp is up and available over on the side of FF and the Pancakes. Sometimes I miss HOTS, but then I remember the queues. The queues aren't that bad if you're not playing at like super weird hours. Look at this push that Destroy Mishi has going on top. She is looking at securing this top fort right now. And once again, Joanna is the one to answer to this. This is a really interesting call coming out from FF and the Pancakes to consistently have Joanna be the offlaner for their team here. Valk Slay is using her trait to avoid some damage there. We're going back into the fire being dropped by Deathwing. She is going to fall. I mean, I guess it's working for them because they're getting picks. It's just really interesting to see the tank player in the off lane when you picked Azul on this map, but we're going to see Leoric able to secure the altar in the top lane there. They do have that bell tower secured in the top lane as well, so got the extra shot here. This is bringing the score 21-14 in favor of Icecrown Citadel Queens right now, but their bottom fort being threatened right now by FF and the Pancakes. Leoric coming in for the flank here, but the bell tower is going to go over in favor of FF and the Pancakes. Looks like Destroy Mishi maybe wants to try and force something before the tower goes over to the side of FF and the Pancakes. Not quite able to make that work. She's going to go ahead and start up the siege camp here instead. Those sappers will kind of help them to secure back their altar, or their fort there in the bottom lane. Joanna still playing the soak game for her team. This is weird. Tank Zool and offlane Joe. Yeah. I mean, clearly it's Tank Zool and offlane Joe. It's just definitely not what I expected, or what I think might be the most efficient and optimal way to play the draft. I don't know. Mishi getting rooted there, popping into your Wraith form to avoid that. And the root connecting onto Valkyslaze once again. She's going to go ahead and blink on out of there. Joanna's still soaking for her team in those off lanes. So it's a 5v4 down here, but they just can't seem to make the push for this keep here. We're going to see the Demonic Invasion dropped by Azmodan to help secure this fort once again. And Valkyslaze coming in on the flank here from behind. They know this next altar is a little bit of an awkward rotation for them, so they already started looping around. A big Warden's Cage out from Valkyslaze. There's a Poison Nova, though, connecting onto quite a few members of Icecrown Citadel Queens. March being popped by Leoric to try and heal himself up. Jen getting poked down. Keep in mind, they have they don't have this fort behind them secured right now. They're going to start eating some damage. Mutar deciding, you know what, this fight's over. I'm just going to go ahead and try to take back this altar while I can. You know what, actually might have been a better idea to hold off on taking back that bottom altar and leave it just like, you know, one orb away or globe away from being secured on the Azmodan, because right now with 2 members down, they can just turn around and take it right back. Whereas before, they could have just been like, you know, left it at such low health that they could have capped it at any moment and it wouldn't have been such a big deal here. They're not going to take it right back, though, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Destroy Mishi keeping an eye on what's going on over here. They do secure that sapper camp over on the side of FF and the Pancakes, looking at 18-14 in favor of ICQ here, but the XP advantage in favor right now of FF and the Pancakes. ICQ going to make a play for the boss here, pick that up, get 4 more shots onto the core of FF and the Pancakes, still holding on to that top fort here. Looks like Lunara thinking about maybe doing this siege camp, walking in a few pumpkins for a few more shots, but 18-10 on core shots here in favor of Icecrown Citadel Queens. And there we go. They do manage to retake that bottom bell tower here once again. FF and the Pancakes locking that in. Level 20s online now. They're going for the invade onto this siege camp.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The altars rise.
This next altar once again spawning in the bottom lane here, making a little bit of an awkward rotation for Icecrown Citadel Queens. It looks like Lunara is opting to just grab this top camp here, and if she can walk in these sappers, they're basically trading 3 shots for 3 shots.
Now.
Destroy Mishi getting some nice damage out onto Deathwing there. We have the Cataclysm being popped for Deathwing to disengage. Valkyslaze able to get out of there with the blink there, narrowly avoiding death. Deathwing turning around to drop some damage, destroy Mishi, looking to be the kill target here. Coordinate stepping forward, landing the Twilight Dream onto Valkyslaze, but Valkyslaze able to walk away once again with her life. We did see those 3 sappers walk in top as well, so this is going to bring the score 14-7, still in favor of Icecrown Citadel Queens. They may have, lost their bottom fort for quite a long time, but they still managed to find some shots on the core through the boss and camps in the top lane, having that top fort secured here. So they're still looking for ways to get those points out and find a way to win the game, regardless of this XP difference here. We do have Zool getting a little bit caught out. Gonna drop the Poison Nova, but does go down. Poison damage. Whew! Look at all that damage out onto Lunara. Leaping Strikes out onto the Malfurion here. They get the kill there too. A 2-for-0 in this fight. However, Leoric left behind by his team here. The stun's going to connect, but Destroy Mishi able to walk away here, and they're going to secure their bottom fort once again. Pings onto the siege camp of FF and the Pancakes. Let's see if they can take... Oh, you know, mid fort already kind of chunked down at half health. They have an Asmodan with Demonic Invasion. It's been used already, but they're going to try and shred down some of these structures, open up the map a little bit more, and this next altar will be spawning in the mid part of the map. This is a very close series here.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Joanna is able to get back the top fort. Let's see, Jen is going to start up the channel here. Let's see if they have the interrupts, because no one over on the side of FF and the Pancakes able to come in here. So this is going to be another 4 shots here, and the boss spawning in a minute and 45 seconds. That could threaten game here for FF and the Pancakes. Love this map. Me too. This is one of my favorite maps. There's Asmodan coming in here to help with that camp with the long distance glows being dropped there. So they do have those sapper camp, or the sapper camp here in the bottom lane, pushing in onto bottom fort. They want to try to secure this. And they don't need to secure bottom fort right now. The next altars will be spawning 2 in the top part of the map. So it's not like securing it gives them any advantage. They don't need the extra shots to win the game. It's not an area that they're going to have to path through to contest next objective. Instead, they're just going to look to maybe run it down top once again. So the thing is, they just take down this top fort. It is a little bit more of a... Oh, Jen is taking tower shots here. She needs to be careful. Where's Asmodan? Asmodan's going to be pushing it down mid top fort.
Lost a tower.
Is getting focused down by Icecrown Citadel Queens. We're going to see the Demonic Invasion come out from Asmodan on the mid fort here. Both mid and top fort getting quite low in the process, but it looks like both those forts... mid's going to fall, I think. Mid's going to fall. Top fort able to stay alive here. Altars are spawning in, and FF and the Pancakes has to make a play for both of these altars, or they are looking at losing this game. They're going to get the pick onto Maiev, and now Destroy Mishi looks like she's going to fall as well, so this is exactly what they needed. The turnaround here, they're going to get 8 more shots onto core, and the boss is up and available to grab here as well. This is going to bring the core health 2 to 3 once this boss is secured by FF and the Pancakes. Meaning next altar can win it all. We're going to see ICQ go ahead and secure their bottom altar once again. Still another 28 seconds until Maiev is back up. Lunara coming over to look at the siege camp, but needs to be a bit careful here. Doesn't want to get caught out on the camp. She would have been okay, though, because it looks like FF and the Pancakes are going to look to take back their mid fort right now. This means they're going to step forward, try to sneak in this siege camp while they still can, and then they need to... get on out of there before they come in and try to force a fight down their Maiev. Siege camp also up over on the side of Icecrown Citadel Queens now, and Maiev is spawning back in right now, making it a 5v5 once again. Those pumpkins are going to run in here. Bottom fort is going to go down. This is huge for ICQ right now because the next altars are spawning in the mid and bot part of the map here. This means they have a little bit better of a rotation to the objectives here, but there is an invade coming in. Stampy looking to try to contest this siege camp, but already secured here for ICQ. Maiev needing to rotate around to join her team right now, and the altars will be spawning in. They could force something right now, and there's nowhere really for FF and the Pancakes to fall back to. You know, I'd be kind of pressuring them right now into this fort. This is free damage that they're tanking while this fort is going down, if they were to try to fight here. I hate this map. Oh, man. Lunara's starting the channel mid. Let me see if they can get the interrupt here. Joanna's coming forward to try and stop it. Flailing swipe to interrupt, but oh no, they're able to get the channel in the bottom there. They don't don't have the interrupts, and that's going to be game number 3. Over to the side of FF and the Pancakes. The 2 altar phase making it a little bit too difficult here. I'm going to race to who could cap first, and it will be FF and the Pancakes taking the series. GG's and well played. Let's take a look at this match summary. All right, popping on over to the talents here. Leoric picking up March in this game here just to be a little bit more maybe sustained and frontline for her team. I think that Entomb could have played out very well for her team as well, though, because first of all, you have the Silenced pair underneath it, so you already have Buried Alive at level 10. But additionally, no one can walk out of an Entomb on their team. Nobody has a blink. Like, unless Joanna goes Falling Sword, every single one of the members over on the side of FF and the Pancakes gets caught in an Entomb, and they're in for a world of hurt. I mean, I guess Tassadar could use a black hole to push everyone away from the entrance and walk away, but that's pretty much it. We're going to go ahead, jump into an interview here with FF and the Pancakes in just a moment. So let me jump into the Discord here. And we have, we have XYXGY. How do you actually say your name?
So it's a bona fide secret we have to make it to the finals before I actually come out. But what we're going with right now for this interview is whatever you want to call me. How's that?
All right, because I've just been calling you XYXGY all night.
I think that's good. I think
Okay.
that's a strong match with the name right there. I can live with that.
So congrats on the win. This was a long fought series tonight. Very back and forth, game 2 and 3 especially. You guys already have kind of secured your spot for the playoffs. You're currently seated 3rd in the division. How are you guys feeling going into what's soon to be the playoffs?
There's some mixed feelings based on those last couple games. I'm feeling frustrated, like we didn't necessarily bring our best stuff heading into the finals here. Whereas some of my other teammates are just amazed that we got that bottom tower in the last game and won.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
that's the greatest thing that ever happened to us. So, like, we're a mixed bag right now. We're emotional. How's that?
Good answer. Good answer. I was wondering, and I think a lot of chat was wondering, you guys opted to send Joanna to do a lot of the offlaning and soaking on Towers of Doom in that last match, and you put Zool in the 4-man. What were your thoughts behind that?
Well, we had Deathwing, so we had some sustain there in terms of like being able to take some hits.
Mhm.
Our Joanna, in defense of him, he's really good at safely double soaking and not getting himself in trouble. Relative to our Zool, who you saw get ganked heading into like towards the end of the game, so it just felt like the safer play there to have him. And Zool puts out so much damage, especially with that Poison Nova. He gets caught in that Maev circle, and he throws a Poison Nova down, and he's maybe dying. Several of them are probably dying too, so, whatever. That was kind of our thought process going into that.
Yeah, it was very
and it worked out.
interesting. Yeah, interesting to see how you guys kind of adapted and were playing things a little bit differently. It's working out there for a while, and ICQ is still getting some shots in with the boss and a camp top and sneaking some shots there, even though you guys were winning and ahead in XP. Tell me what your comms were like. At the end of the game there, it's 3-2 on core shots. They just take back your bottom fort there, and the next 2 altars are spawning bot and mid. What are comms like? How do you guys stay calm, cool, collected to make sure that you guys can continue and secure that win?
I appreciate you feeling that we are the kind of team that stays calm, cool, and collected. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not what was going on in our comms. Certainly, our shot caller was staying calm, cool, and collected, and keeping it positive and focusing on the things we were doing well. And the nice part about Towers is I think it's pretty prescriptive. Like, you've got a good sense of what you need to do for the next thing to go well when the boss is going to be up. what the various towers mean for game state. So it's pretty simple to figure out precisely where we need to be to make stuff happen. That being said, there was an opportunity at the very end of the game 3, where they were invading our mercs while we were busy just kind of taking down that mid tower. Where if we had put a little bit more thought into where to be and what to do, instead of kind of panicking and reacting the way most of us were on comms, we probably could have caught them out there and been in a better position to win the game versus just desperately hoping they'd give us the bottom tower. So,
Well, either way, I think you guys did a fantastic job holding off to the end of the game there to secure the win. So congrats on the win in this series, and you guys are definitely getting into those playoffs here for Division E West or EE, sorry. So congrats on that as well. Do you have some shout outs you want to get into before we wrap things up?
well, Jazzalene, I couldn't get away from this without saying thank you to you and to NGS for being a part of this and making us semi-internet famous, which is really nice. Thank you to my team here who managed to pull that out despite all odds. And honestly, thank you to our opponents who gave me a heart attack.
No,
those were very stressful games.
it was a blast to cast, that's for sure. Especially game 2 and 3, they had everyone on the edge of their seats, going right to the. I mean, you had a 32-minute game on Garden of Terror, and then Towers of Doom. You're down to 2 and 3 shots. Like, enough said. These were some really entertaining games. So congrats once again on the win. Best of luck in the playoffs, and I can't wait to see where your team ends up.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that's going to be it for me for tonight. My voice is absolutely shot. Let's find someone to raid on over here. But before I do that, or while I'm doing that, let's talk about what's going on the rest of this week. Tomorrow I'm going to be back casting again. We're going to be casting Division, Heroic Division? Yes, I think it's Heroic Division. Curix Tempest taking on... Curix Tempest sorry, someone's whispering me. Taking on Wildheart Omega. Goon is going to be joining me to co-cast, and that's going to be at 8 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Thursday, we'll be back again at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Weenus will be joining me then. We're going to be casting a Clouded Minds game on Thursday there, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And of course, you can always catch me Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time and Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific time for some fun times then. So hopefully catch you tomorrow, 8 p.m. with Goon on as our co-caster. And let me see who we can find here to send you on over to for the rest of tonight. Let's see. I like to try and find somebody casting NGS when I'm ending here. And there's a couple games, but we'll make sure that these series aren't just closing out before we send you on over there. Hopefully one that's going a little bit, has a little bit left in it. So there's a couple casts going on. Oh, ads. I can't see if they still have games left because I got to watch ads. I'm going to find you something. Until then, let's go to the thanks for watching screen. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Pacific time, and we're going to send you on over to Frosty Hots, currently casting Division A West. Match ready, taking on Nature's Cure right now. So make sure they drop them a follow. Check out their casting and have yourselves a wonderful rest of your evening.